सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, Shubh Swagatam and welcome to this evening's Sandhya. As we have already performed puja and worship to Bhagavan Krishna, before we join our Palana puja and of course the rest of our rituals, Havan offering, etc., we join in a very brief pravachan this evening, and we join in some beautiful bhajans and kirtan. This evening I invite you all to clasp your hands together, to close your physical eyes as you surrender to the feet of Bhagavan. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namo Namah. Om Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Govindai Namo Namah. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvigaram Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Gajananam Bhutaganari Sevitam Kapita Jambu Padasara Vakshitam Umasutam Shuka Vinashakarakam Namami Viganeshwara Parapankajam. Om Gam Ganapati Namo Namah. We begin this evening with wonderful bhajans glorifying Bhagavan Krishna, set in that beautiful mode of devotion to absorb our brief and beautiful pravachan and katha this evening. Ek baar bole Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai.
Jai Radha Madhav, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhav, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhav, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jai
जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, गौरवशाली वैभवशाली तुझको करूँ प्रणाम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। मुझे बचा तू पीराओं से, मर्द हस्त जो तेरे, तेरे मंदिर आते जाते पाँव तके ना मेरे। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। मुझे बचा तू पीराओं से, मर्द हस्त जो तेरे, तेरे मंदिर आते जाते पाँव तके ना मेरे। तूने माता सदा बनाया सारे बिगड़े काम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। तेरी महिमा में क्या गाऊं सारी दुनिया जाने, उसको विपत कभी ना घेरे जो कोई तुझको माने। हे माँ, हे माँ, हे माँ। तेरी महिमा में क्या गाऊं सारी दुनिया जाने, उसको विपत कभी ना घेरे जो कोई तुझको माने। तेरी दो चरणों में देखे मैंने चारों धाम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। माता तेरी सुमिरन में कैसा अमृत पाया, मोह जगत से दूर हुई भाई कोई न मन में आया। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। माता तेरी सुमिरन में कैसा अमृत पाया, मोह जगत से दूर हुई भाई कोई न मन में आया। तुमको गाऊं तुमको ध्याऊं माता सुबह शाम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। गौरवशाली वैभवशाली तुझको करूँ प्रणाम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ।
कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, वो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू भरी। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, वो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू भरी।
Buddha Sramapati Mahadeva ki jai. My dear friends, devotees, bhaktas, we are about to journey very briefly into the depths of the Bhagavad Mahapurana. As we are about to join in a beautiful and wonderful pravachan. But before doing so, let us clasp our hands together as we close the physical eyes in salutations of the Divine Lord and Master of the Universe. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kam Suchana Umardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadam Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Redhi Sedhi Data Sedha Sadanava Danavarana Sumiro Maram Mara Marana Karana Kedanakaho Ganapati Kripanina Jnana Kahani Ananda Bhavan Devo Mohi Varada Varano सुराम वरनो रघुबर विमल यशा जोरायक बलचाम गुणहीन तनु चारिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुरी विद्या देवो मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार सियापति रामचंद्र पर जय शरणम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, the 88,000 rishis and munis gathering together in many Sharanya, they asking of the great and learned sage Ved Vyasa Maharaj to tell to them about this Krishna, this Kanha, this Janmashtami which is observed in his sacred month of Bhadrapad, August to September, in the Ashtami Tithi which is today, at midnight, coming just now. In the Krishna Praksha dark fortnight, where the avatar of Lord Vishnu, the Purna avatar, takes birth manifestation. Sutaji Maharaj Bole, he says once, in Mathura there lived a very noble Raja, a wonderful king, by the name of Urgasin. Urgasin was very fair. He would treat all his citizens equally. He was a great bhakta of Lord Vishnu. And hence he would seek good in everyone. He would live a life of satya, of truth, as he serves his Lord Shri Vishnu. But Urgasin had two children. One by the name of Kams, and the other by the name of Devaki. Kams had great love for his sister Devaki, but he had great pride and ego, Abhiman. He possessed jealousy and hatred and lust and greed. He didn't like the way his father would run the kingdom and treat the citizens of Mathura. He wanted to be the one to rule everyone. He wanted his way or no way. I'm sure we know people like that. Isn't that so? There he comes walking upon the earth. Comes wanting this. He had come to an agreement by whatever means he would achieve it. One day comes ordered the soldiers, the guards, to take his father to the prison, and comes himself imprisoned his father. And doing such, what took place? Katha tells to us this evening. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam. Comes, my dear friends and devotees. He wanted to rule. He take the throne now of Mathura, and as he sat on the throne, he is now the king. He is ruling. He is bullying each and every one of the citizens. But he had great love for Devaki. But as the saying goes, sometimes the more you have is the more you... Oh, you never hear that? The more you have is the more you want. Comes possessed lust, greed, anger, hatred, jealousy. He looked at what the Yadu dynasty has, and he wanted just that. The Yadu dynasty was led by Vasudeva. And so he thought to himself, if Vasudeva becomes married to Devaki, then he will not have to share what he has, and he will own what the Yadu dynasty has. So Kams begins to make preparations for Devaki to be wedded with Vasudeva. And as this agreement takes place, a date is set for this wedding ceremony. And as that date is set, what took place? Kanhatas was. Pranayam pratasya haram devaki viveka vicharam vasudeva chata smaravedyam sunukam sadevandanam Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Baba Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Shri Krishna Bolo Shri Krishna. Tonight we all are blessed and very privileged to sit here, to join in Katha, to join in Puja and worship the Krishna Bhagwan. I know it's a bit late, but when we are celebrating things other than religious things, we are very vibrant, isn't that so? Tonight we are celebrating the birth of Krishna Bhagwan. Let us try it one more time. Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Sharanam Mama, Bolo Shri Krishna. Vasudeva becomes wedded to Devaki Maya. And as they become wedded, Kams took the responsibility to drive the chariot on that day. And while he sits there and he's driving the chariot, and while he treats Vasudeva well and Devaki Maya, he has a motive behind it. We could fool everybody in this world. He could fool Devaki, he could fool Vasudeva, he could fool everyone, just like some people in today's world. We could fool everyone to believe that we are good and we are religious and we are well godlike. But there's one person you cannot fool. And whom is that? Bhagwan. There's one person you cannot fool, and that is God, my dear friends. What man cannot see, God could see. And as he sits there in the chariot, a voice from the heaven begins to speak. And the voice says, "O Raja, how foolish are you? What a murk. You feel as though you have fooled Vasudeva and Devaki, and that you will gain all the material wealth and you will live forever. But the 8th child of Devaki is going to bring your destruction." Vasudeva didn't wait for one word again. Vasudeva held on to Devaki whilst Kams reached for his sword. And as he pulled his sword, my dear friends, he placed it at the throat of Devaki. And he begins to laugh. He says, if there is no mother, then how could she bring forth children into the world? Holding the sword at the neck of Devaki, When one is lost in the Mahamaya, the illusion of this world, when one is lost in desires, we don't care who we have to destroy or what we have to do to get what we desire, but we will do what we have to do to get what you want. Isn't that so? This is why Krishna Bhagavan teaches us in Bhagavad Gita, do not become trapped in this Mahamaya, this illusion. Do not let your desires take you for a ride. You be in control of your desires and ensure that your desires are dharmic, are righteous, my dear friends. This is why Krishna Bhagavan teaches this. In today's world, we see where many people live like this. When we desire 2-inch land, you don't care to talk to your family members, because once you get the 2-inch land is what is important. When we desire Mama Bera, what we just do? Jai Bhagwan. You don't talk to nobody because they want the Bera. But in reality, my dear friends, the day will come just like comes. You will die and leave behind what? The Mahamaya. The 2-inch land you just kill and fight for does remain where? Right here. Mama Bera, you don't talk to your brother and sister for. What has happened to it? It has remained right here. Somebody might leave it in a bandara or something. Isn't that so? This is Mahamaya. Do not become trapped in it. Do not desire these material things, because it could only bring your destruction. As he pulls his sword to the neck of Devaki, Vasudeva falls to the feet of Kams. With clasped hands he prays, O Raja, please release your sister. I promise you today that each child that is born to Devaki, I will hand it over to you. Remember, Kams have great love for his sister, you know. But he loved himself more than anybody else. He don't care. But because he has that love for his sister still, he says, okay, if you are going to hand over the children, I will release Devaki. But Vasudeva, keep to your word. The wedding procession leaves. It reaches into the kingdom. But Devaki and Vasudeva goes into the prison cell. As Raja comes, places them in the prison cell, heavily guarded. What takes place? Katha tells to us this evening. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Nitya vivek vacham vicharanam madevaki samari vidhanam. Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam. बोलो श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम प्रभु श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम बाबा श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम। एक बार बोले कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। Devaki Maya gives birth to the first child. And Vasudeva holds his child in his hand and he says, Maya, it is time to give over this child now to comes. And she says, Vasudeva, are you really going to give up my child? And tears is flowing from her eyes. In Ramcharitamanas it is said, Raghukula Riti Sadachali Aya Pran Jai Par. My drummer know that verse by heart. Raghukula Riti Sadachali Aya Pran Jai Par Vachana Jai. When you give your word, when you make a promise, it is very near and dear to you, just as the very breath that you breathe. He stands by his word. How many of us in today's world stand by our word? How many of us in today's world, when we make a promise, no matter how difficult it is, we stand by our word? This is what Sanatana Dharma teaches us. Always keep your promises. No matter how difficult it may be, do not tote any karma and do not create any karma. As Vasudeva holds his child, the child begins to cry. The news reaches to reaches to the prison cell. As the guards open the locks, he enters into the prison cell, he holds the child, and is about to dash his child to the wall. Devaki begins to cry, Bhaiya, how could you destroy your own? This is your own nephew. And he begins to laugh. He says, no one is going to bring my destruction. And she says, but the voice said, it is the 8th child, this is just the first. He says, that's okay. He is destroying each and every one of them. And he dashes the child to the wall of the prison cell. The 2nd child, the 3rd child, the 4th child, it just repeats itself. Finally, Devaki is about to give birth to her 8th child. And while she's carrying this 8th child, every day tears will flow from her eyes, because another child is going to be destroyed. But yet, she had some sort of contentment. It brought some sort of joy to know that comes days will be coming to an end very shortly. He may be a king today. He may reign supreme today. And he may feel as though he's powerful today. But when you do adharmic things or righteous things, Bhagavan Krishna says, Yada yada he dharmasya grani bhavata bharata. He says that I manifest myself from yuga to yuga, from time to time and age to age, to restore back dharma where there is adharma, to restore back righteousness wherever there is unrighteousness. The Lord manifests himself. Even in our lives, whenever things are not going good, when things seems to be going wrong, surrender to Bhagwan. He will manifest himself. He will come to you. He will send someone to you. And he will lift you out of that adharmic situation. He will guide you on the path of dharma. Be a dharma putra, a son of righteousness. Be one who promotes and protects your dharma. How many of us protects our dharma? When we look at the congregation tonight, we could see that. How many of us protect our dharma? Bhagavan Krishna said, Dharma rakshite rakshite dharma. Those who protect dharma, dharma will protect you. What is dharma? Dharma means righteousness. How many of us in today's world stand up for what is right? Like Arjuna. How many of us stand up for the right thing? Bhagwan Krishna tells to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, never for one moment forget your purpose of coming to the battlefield. And Arjuna says, Lord, I am here to stand for what is right. And he says, protect dharma, Arjuna, and the other dharma will protect you. And likewise, whilst we are on the journey of life, stand for what is right. Even if it means to be like Arjuna and stand alone, but stand for what is right. In today's world, when you stand up for the right thing, what has happened? Just like Arjuna, everybody is be on the opposite side. But once you know it's the right thing, stand for your dharma, you know. Dharma will protect you. And so, she knows that the Lord is going to come. She knows that dharma, righteousness is going to be restored when this child is born. And so, every day as Devaki Maya, she lies on that ground. She hears a voice. She hears a chanting in her mind. Why? The Lord is going to come. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. She hears a voice. Gopala is going to come. Devaki Nanda, the son of Devaki Maya, have faith. Tonight, Krishna is going to manifest himself. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, 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 Devaki Nandana 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 Gopala, 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala, 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana. Are you not excited Lord Krishna going to born tonight? When are you hear somebody going labor pain, what has happened? You just start to walk from one end of the house to the next end. You're just waiting to hear the child born. Isn't that so? Tonight, all you know what time the child going to born. Isn't that so? Well, we are coming close to that time. So tonight, we have to welcome that child. Gopala, Devaki Nandana. Why she hears this chant in her mind? Bhagwan Sri Vishnu appears there. And it tells to Vasudeva, Vasudeva, I am going to manifest myself in this child and I am going to restore dharma. But when Devaki gives birth to this child, I want you to cross the Yamuna and go to the nearby village Gokul into the kingdom of Nanda and Yashoda Maya. Yashoda Maya has given birth to a girl child. I want you to place this child there and bring back the girl child into the prison. And Bhagwan said, Vishnu, he leaves. And Yashoda Maya begins to get pain. And while she's in pain, Devaki remembers this beautiful chant. Vasudev remembers Devaki would chant this chant that she has been hearing in her mind from time to time. And while she's in pain, tears is flowing from her eyes. And Vasudev begins to sing, Gopala Devaki Nandana. If Devaki depended on Oya for a little encouragement to make this child, well, Jai Bhagwan. Gopala Devaki Nandana Gopala 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala 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 Devaki Nandana Devaki Nandana Devaki Nandana Gopala Gopala Devaki Nandana Gopala 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 Devaki Nandana 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 Gopala 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala 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 Devaki Nandana Gopala Devaki Nandana Gopala Devaki Nandana Gopala Devaki Nandana. एक बार बोले कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की. Devaki Maya, she gives birth to this little child. But she is worried when she sees this child. Why? This child is blue in complexion. He is born in Krishna Prakshi dark fortnight. He is born in the month of Bhadrapad. He is born on the Ashtami Tithi at midnight. And he is dark blue in complexion. But Vasudev remembers the words of Lord Vishnu. He hugs this child. He's studying, how am I going to take this child over to Gokul? The rain is falling like storm. This prison is heavily guarded. But as he holds this child and he places the child in the basket, the guards begin to fall asleep one by one. The power of God. The locks begin to open one by one. The power of God. How great is your God? Have you ever thought about that? This is not just a story, you know. This is something for us to think about tonight. How great is your God? I am sure at some point in your life, God would have done something for you and would have showed you how great He is. Did you wake up this morning? Well, you had to wake up because you're here. That is how powerful God is. He wakes you up every morning. What does wake you up in the morning? You have it correct. You get extra pasla person. Bhagwan does so many things for us. He is so great. But how much time do we say thank you, God? God is so powerful, you know. Bhagwan makes even impossible become possible. But only when you have faith. And only when you have confidence in God. If you have no faith and no confidence in God, what impossible remains impossible. But once you have faith and confidence in God, even impossible becomes possible. Things you never thought you could achieve, you would achieve. So great is your God. Have faith in God. Vasudev didn't know how he's going to come out of the prison cell, but he had faith in the word of Vishnu Bhagwan. He placed the child in a basket, and as he held the basket, the guards began to fall asleep one by one. The locks began to open one by one. He left the kingdom. He left the prison cell, and no one was aware. Imagine that. When God is for you, nobody could be against you. Always remember that. He walks to the Yamuna. But as he walks to the Yamuna, the breeze is blowing so strong, the rain is falling heavy, the water is pitching high. As he looks at the Yamuna, it looks as though as he places his feet into the Yamuna, it's going to consume him. But as the water pitches high, it touches the feet of Kanha. And as it touches the feet of Kanha, the Yamuna calms beautifully and parts itself. Vasudev places the basket on his head, and as he's walking across the Yamuna, he sees a black serpent coming. He begins to get frightened. In life, sometimes when things going good, something has happened, and you just get worried and say, God, I thought things was going good. But you mean to say our next problem coming down the road? When you have faith in God, like Vasudev, God will come to test you. Vasudev could have seen this serpent coming, and you know what he could have done? Like what I would have done. Jump out the river and start to run. But he didn't do that. He continued to walk. And that serpent is whom? Seshna. The seven-headed serpent comes and forms an umbrella over Kanha. You remember he's the avatar of Lord Vishnu. And he protects that child. And as Vasudev crosses the Yamuna peacefully, he enters into the kingdom of Nanda. As he enters into the doorway, he sees the child next to Yashoda Maya, and this little girl child is watching the doorway as though she's expecting someone to come. He places the boy child, and he takes this little girl and carries her back across the Yamuna and into the prison cell of Mathura. And as he places the child next to Devaki, the child begins to cry. The lock snapped for itself. The guards woke up and came marching into the prison cell. And as he came into the prison cell, he started to laugh. He says, well, today I'm a free man. From today, I am free because when I killed this child, no one could destroy me. He holds the child in his hand, and Devaki begins to pray. O comes, Raja, it is a girl child. What harm could she bring to you? He says, that's no problem. My duty is to destroy and to protect myself. And as he holds his child and he goes to dash her towards the wall, what takes place? Something beautiful takes place. Who is this child? The beautiful bhajan tells to us. Rupa kanya ka apna banaya, mano bhakto ko dhar sharikaya. Rupa kanya ka apna banaya, mano bhakto ko dhar sharikaya. सिर पर चुनरी है लाला बिंदिया कमाल, सिर पर चुनरी है लाला बिंदिया कमाल, लाल हाथों को मेहंदी रचाया, मानो भक्तों को दर्शन दिखाया, रूप कन्या का अपना बनाया, मानो भक्तों को दर्शन दिखाया. The Devi, my dear friends and devotees, she takes the roop of a Kanya, little girl child, and as it dashes this child to the wall, my dear friends, she flies up in the air. She begins to laugh. He sees a Devi now with 8 arms, and she says, "You fool, you are blinded by the Mahamaya of this world, that you do not even recognize that it is me. O Raja, your slayer is in Gokul, very safe and sound. That of which has taken birth, that is certain unto thee. And because of your karma, because of your evil doing, your death will come before its time. You will be destroyed very soon." And so, as the Devi, she is in the air, becomes very enraged. Comes, my dear friends and devotees, he begins to knock everything, he begins to pelt everything away. And so, the Devi is there, and she's laughing. Nehi kajal saje pab payal baje, nehi kajal saje pab payal baje, churiyon ki karak na banaya, mano bhakto ko darshan dikaya, रूपा कन्या का अपना बनाया, mano bhakto ko darshan dikaya. रूप कन्या का अपना बनाया, मानो भक्तों को दर्शन दिखाया। रूप कन्या का अपना बनाया, मानो भक्तों को दर्शन दिखाया। बड़ा सुख पाया, वो बड़ा सुख पाया, माता रानी के भवन में। जय जय माँ जगदम्बे माँ, देवी माँ जगदम्बे माँ। जय जय माँ जगदम्बे माँ, देवी माँ जगदम्बे माँ। दुर्गा माँ जगदम्बे माँ, दुर्गा माँ जगदम्बे माँ, देवी माँ बोले जगदम्बे माता की, कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की। Yashoda Maya, in her heart, as she woke up in the morning, she sees a little boy child. She wakes up Nanda, she says, "Oh Nan, look at this child." And as she sees this little Kanha, you know what happens? Her heart begins to overflow with joy. Tears of joy begins to flow from her eyes. She holds this child. And while she's holding this child and giving that child that motherly love, Devaki is in the prison cell. And Devaki is happy. Why is she happy? She knows that her child is safe. She knows that Dharma is going to be restored. She knows that Kamsa is going to be destroyed. She knows that one day she will reunite with her child. Yashoda Maya, she takes this child. She places him into the palana. And you know what she does? When she looks at this child, for some reason it charms her heart. She takes a peacock feather and she places it in his head. Why? Because when everybody hears this child crying, everybody wants to see the child. And when people come and see the child, what is happening? Get what? Najar. So she places the peacock feather to prevent the najar. And as she places the peacock feather, Kanha begins to smile. And as he's lying there and he's smiling, my dear friends, she rocks his child in the palana. She performs puja for him. And everybody is hearing Yashoda Maya singing for this child. And while they hear Yashoda Maya singing, all of the beautiful gopis, they come to the kingdom. They bring beautiful flowers and they are decorating the palana. And everybody wants to see this little child. How many of you want to see the child tonight? Oh, you don't want to see the child? Jai Bhagwan. Everybody wants to see this little Kanha. And as they see this child, you know what happens? they begin to smile and they fall in love with this child. From the time you see Bhagwan Krishna, what has happened? Your heart begins to melt. Bhagwan Krishna, he holds a basuri. The basuri has 5 holes, representing the 5 senses. And as he plays the basuri, what he does? He charms the heart of his devotees. Whenever you are angry or depressed or sad or anything, put on the basuri. Go on YouTube, get the basuri and listen to it. It calms you. That is the power of Krishna Bhagwan. Everyone wants to rock this child. And whilst they are rocking this child and julawing this padana, the ladies begin to glorify this Krishna. They begin to glorify this little child. This evening, as we prepare ourselves, whilst Havan is in progress, whilst we prepare ourselves to julawi that padana and perform padana puja, let us begin to glorify Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Are le lo bihari nanda, lala ho dahiya mori le lo bihari nanda, lala ho dahiya mori le lo bihari nanda, lala ho dahiya mori le lo dahiya mori le lo bihari nanda, lala ho dahiya mori le lo bihari nanda, lala ho dahiya mori le lo. कहवा के हम थे तू काहे ग्वालन, कहवा के हम तू काहे ग्वालन, काहे तो काला नाम हो दहिया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दहिया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दहिया मोरी ले लो। मथुरा के हे हम तू है भगवान, मथुरा के हे हम तू का है ग्वालन, राजा हम में नाम हो कैया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दहिया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दहिया मोरी ले लो दहिया मोरी ले लो दहिया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दहिया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दहिया मोरी ले लो। है तुम गलोता गंगाला भागी, है तुम गलोता गंगाला बाकी, हम ब्रज बाल हो दैया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दैया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दैया मोरी ले लो दहिया मोरी ले लो दहिया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दैया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दैया मोरी ले लो बिहारी नंद, लाला हो दे। एक बार बोले कृष्ण भगवान की। All of the gopis very beautifully, they bedecked Bhagwan Krishna in that little form of Bala Mukunda Kanaya. They julawe the palanam, and once they worship Krishna Bhagwan, each and every one of them, as they went before Krishna Bhagwan, he charmed their heart. As they went before Krishna Bhagwan, their troubles were no longer. So great is that Lord. Do you want to see how powerful that Lord is? Whatever problem you have this evening, when you come before Bhagwan, your problems will be no longer. But if you get up tomorrow and you still have a problem, you know what that means? Not the present worker. Your faith and confidence needs improvement. If we go before God tonight with full faith and confidence, even the impossible will become possible. एक बार बोले सत्य सनातन धर्म की, बोले कृष्ण भगवान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, at this time, Kalaucha, I invite you all to please stand together with us as we join in the Purna Mahuti offering. We make the final Purna Mahuti offering, Bhagavan. May you continue to guide and protect each and every one of us this evening. May you bless all those joining with us in puja. And may you bless all those who are joining with us via our live stream on Media Concepts 29, social media pages. And Bhagavan, may you bless all those who have contributed in whatever way to make this evening's devotion a great success. Om Purnamidha Purnamidam Purnate Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Shanti Swaha. Vyapa Achman. Om Sarva Papaharam Divyam Gangayam Nirmanam Charam Achmanyam Mayaratam Grihanam Parameshwara. Vipalifaya Banaspati Rasura Bhuto Yogan Yugan Yudamaha Agrahan Sarvadevanam Rupo Yamrati Grahitam. There are Sotic blessings. Om Bhurghuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarinyam Bhargorevasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodya. Ek baar bole Agil Devta ki jai, Krishna Kanhaiya Bhagwan ki jai. This evening, my dear friends and devotees, before we join in our Palana Puja, whilst we remain standing, let me say a special thank you to our very dear Pundit Madan for performing our puja this evening and leading us in all of our rituals this evening. May Bhagwan Shri Krishna richly bless you and your wonderful Dulahin for taking that time to be with us this evening in devotion. My dear devotees and bhaktas, this said, to invite the presence of Krishna Bhagwan, the chant the Maha Mantra. This evening we glorify. As you stand together, invite the presence of Krishna Bhagwan not only in Palana, but in your hearts, into your home. This evening as we chant the Maha Mantra, ask of Bhagwan Shri Krishna to remove your problems. Whatever difficult situation you may be experiencing in life, now is the time to pray as we invite the presence of Kanha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. With love and devotion. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My dear friends and devotees, whilst we chant the Maha Mantra, feel that energy of Krishna. Tonight, we have taken that opportunity to wait to this very moment, waiting for this moment, singing praises, joining in puja and worship, serving Krishna. Now is that time that we have been waiting for, to welcome Kanha, Not just to be here to Julavadi Palana, but to welcome Krishna into your hearts, into your homes, into your families. And ask of Bhagwan, हमें दया करो, हमें रक्षा करो, बारंबार नमस्कार करता हो भगवान. May you lift us out of the hurdles of life, Bhagwan. May you guide us to Mukti. May you guide us on this journey of life, oh Bhagwan. For just as you have steered the chariot for Arjuna upon the battlefield of Kurukshetra, O Krishna, may you steer his body on this battlefield of Mrityu Loka. And may you guide us just as you have guided Krishna to victory, O Lord. May you guide us to victory in this journey that is called life. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. With love and devotion, we surrender to your feet, O Krishna. Again and again, we pray. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol, 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 Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I invite our Shota to take the Aarti as we perform Aarti, and we begin our Palana Puja to Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Om Sajam Chavarati Samyuktam Vahina Maya Deepa Grihana Devasya Prelukyati Mirapaham. Jai 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 Bhagwatam, 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 Jai Jai Bhagavata Bhagavan ki आरती, पापियों को पाप से है आरती. ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला. ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला. हरि ज्ञान यही ये शांति दीप पावन पुनीत सा वो तो मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला। ये शांति दीप पावन पुनीत सा वो तो मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला। ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी यह मधुसूदन की आरती। ये मधुर बोल जगपंत को लसन मांग निकाने वाला बिगड़े को बगाने वाला। ये मधुर बोल जगपंत को लसन मांग निकाने वाला बिगड़े को बगाने वाला। श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही प्रभु के महिमा की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है आरती जय जय भागवत भगवान की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है आरती जय जय भागवत भगवान की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है आरती पापियों को पाप से है आरती पापियों को पाप से है आरती। एक बार बोले कृष्ण भगवान की। I invite all you wonderful bhaktas, devotees, as we gather around the Palana, we take flowers, we pray to Krishna Bhagwan. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kam Suchana Umardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Hande Jagat Guru Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gati Grim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam.
मेरे बाके बिहारी लाल मेरे बाके बिहारी लाल तू इतना ना करियो श्रृंगार नजर तो ही लग जाएगी नजर तो ही लग जाएगी। मेरे बाके बिहारी लाल तू इतना ना करियो श्रृंगार नजर तो ही लग जाएगी प्यारे नजर तो ही लग जाएगी। मेरे बाके बिहारी लाल तू इतना ना करियो श्रृंगार नजर तो ही लग जाएगी।
बार बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की. So while Palana Puja is done, those who would have brought your offerings, those who like to have your seats, and those who have brought offerings, or those who simply like to come and offer your flower, offer arti and julavid in Palana at this point in time, you can do so while you glorify that divine Lord. Ek baar bole Satya Sanatan Dharma ki.
Venodilodhara Gopina Ranjana Yashora Nandana Venodilodhara Gopina Ranjana Yashora Nandana Oh Ananda Chandra Na Devaki Nandana Shri Ranganam Krishnanam Devaki Nandana Shri Ranganam Krishnanam Devaki Nandana Oh Venodilodhana Gopina Ranjana Yashora Nandana Oh Venodilodhana Gopina Ranjana Yashora Nandana Bolo Ananda Chandra Devaki Nandana, oh, Ananda Chatrana, Shri Rangana, Krishnana, Devaki Nandana, Shri Rangana, Krishnana, Devaki Nandana. रेशम के लागे पलेना, ओह रेशम के लागे पलेना, आह रेशम के लागे पलेना, आ यशोदा खिलावे ललना, झूले झूले पलेना, आ यशोदा खिलावे ललना, झूले झूले पलेना, आ यशोदा खिलावे ललना, बेनो ढीलो ढल गोपी नरंजन यशोदा नंदना, बेनो ढीलो ढल गोपी नरंजन यशोदा नंदना, ओ आनंद चंद्राना, ओ देवकी नंदना, श्री रंगाना कृष्णाना, देवकी नंदना, श्री रंगाना कृष्णाना, देवकी नंदना, श्री रंगाना कृष्णाना, देवकी नंदना, ओ आनंद चंद्राना, ओ यशोदा नंदना, आ देवकी नंदना, बोलो आनंद चंद्राना, ओ यशोदा नंदना, आ देवकी नंदना।
पूरे श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार, और देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार। मोर मुकुट सिर ऊपर सोहे, करके फूलन की हार, मोर मुकुट सिर ऊपर सोहे, करके फूलन की हार, प्रीतांबर के प्रीतांबर जमे मुरली गल सुंदर, देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार। बीना तर मेरा रंग भाजे, बाजे बंग सीता, बीना तर मेरा रंग बाजे, बाजे बंग सीता, जन जन तन तन मोरा बरज में कर कंचन ढंगार, देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार। बीना तर मेरा रंग भाजे, बाजे भंग सीता, बीना तर मेरा रंग बाजे, बाजे भंग सीता, जन जन धन धन मोरा बरज में कर कंचर गंगार, देखो वृंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, नाचे नंद कुमार कन्हैया, वो नाचे नंद कुमार, देखो गोविंदावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार।
भाग्य का खेल निराला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला। तुम पे जाओ बाबू, तुम पे जाओ लाला, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला। कोई न छोटा कोई न बड़ा है, हर कोई जग में अकेला पड़ा है। जिसका भाई किस्मत परा है, वो तो भाई एक बंद गरा है। उसने क्या है तुम क्या जाने, जाने वो ऊपर वाला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला। भाग्य ही सबको नाच नचाता, सबको हंसाता, सबको पिलाता। जब ये नसीबा पल का पाता, पल में कुछ का कुछ हो जाता। कौन हार के होकर रहेगा, ये नहीं रुक पे वाला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला जगत में, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला, भाग्य का खेल निराला। जो राम नाम नहीं गाते, वो जीते जी मर जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं, वो परम धाम पाते हैं। बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। जो राम नाम नहीं गाते, वो जीते जी मर जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं, वो परम धाम पाते हैं। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। एक राम नाम ही जप से हर कष्ट मिटे जीवन का। एक राम नाम के तप से पावन हो मन जन जन का। एक राम नाम के जप से हर कष्ट मिटे जीवन का। एक राम नाम के तप से पावन हो मन जन जन का। जो राम नाम बिसराते, वो पग पग ठोकर काटे। जो राम नाम गाते हैं, वो परम धाम पाते हैं। राम सिया राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। एक राम नाम से भर के कुछ और नहीं है साचा। कबीरा ने यही बताया, तुलसी ने भी यही भाषा। एक राम नाम से भर के कुछ और नहीं है साचा। कबीरा ने यही बताया, तुलसी ने भी यही भाषा। जो राम नाम मुखलाते वो धन्य धन्य हो जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम
एक बार बुरे बिंद्रावन बिहारी नार की जय. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, I invite you all to sit upright as we draw our palms together, as we join our final mantras, as we conclude this evening's devotion, surrendering to the feet of Krishna Bhagwan once more again. Hey Bhagwan, hame daya karo, hame raksha karo. May you continue to guide us and lead us on this beautiful journey of life. Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktahinam Jadaranam Yat Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tarasrame Kahina Vacha Manasindreva Buddhyatmanava Prakatim Subhautam Karome Yagya Sakalam Parashme Narayanayati Samarapayami. Together. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Tvameva Sarvam. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. एक बार बुरे गजानन स्वामी की, बुरे कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की, विष्णु भगवान की, एक बार बुरे सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय जय सीताराम. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, let me take the opportunity to thank once more again Pandit Madan for puja and all of our rituals this evening. Also let me thank Bhai Kishan Ji and Media Concepts 29 for joining with us this evening and taking our devotion to the home of many devotees throughout the world. To the members of our group joining with us this evening, to my wonderful Bhaiya Dylan, to Amir, of course to Suman, Diraj, Rika, to Kavita, to all of you wonderful bhaktas and devotees joining with us this evening, may Bhagwan richly bless you, your home and your family. May you all return to your homes safely. This evening I could share one thing with you all before we leave, that God is very powerful. When we left the last mandir, a man told me, Baba, I can't make it to the next mandir. I said, don't worry, by the time I sit down on the Singhasan, I will see you walking coming in. So I see how powerful God is tonight because I see him sitting here. एक बार बोले सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय.